time guys, I'm back again with another video, and this video, like the previous two videos that were uploaded yesterday and day before, they're in response to a query by a user on the Excel and Word tricks. What the gentleman wants to do is needs to have excuse me, I think we have a plane flying overhead. But never mind. Let's move on. What the gentleman wants is to be able to pick out one category in a column, and the second column would he would be able to pick out subcategories. Now the list of the subcategories would depend on the category selected in the previous column. All right. So that's what we call dependent drop-down list. So let's explain this a little further. Say, for example, in this table here, the country selected is USA. So the possible cities, if depending on what the names are put in, let's say like New York, Houston, New York, Houston, Los Angeles, Chicago, and so on and so forth. But if, say for example, my country, Pakistan, was selected, the possible choices should be, say for example, Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, Peshawar, Quetta, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, like I said, this is what we call a dependent drop-down list. So there'll be a drop-down list for the country, basically the category, and there'll be a drop-down list for the cities, a subcategory which will be dependent on what country is selected in the country column. Okay, so let's see how we would actually accomplish that. What I've done is I've gone ahead and made a list of 3 countries, USA, Canada, and Pakistan, and listed some of the cities here. And then what I've done is I've put in some cities which do not belong to any of these 3 countries. Okay, and the countries that we are going to be using in this example are USA, Canada, and Pakistan. That's listed here. All right. So let's see how we would accomplish this. The first thing is, what we need to do is set up a drop-down list in this column here for the countries column, and that would come from here. Okay, this is the list of countries that the drop-down would show. Okay, so let's see. Let's highlight where all the lines that we want this drop-down to show up. Go to data, data validation. Now the value that is coming from is from a list, and the source is this guy here. Okay. Now that is one way to do that. Okay, so you see how the names are showing up now, but we are not going to be doing it like that. I'm just going to show you a slightly better way of doing the same thing. What we are going to do is we are going to name this. Go into the formulas tab and click on define name, and we are going to call this countries. Okay, so in future, instead of referring to this list by the cell numbers, we can just refer to it by name, countries. So let's go here. Let's put in the data validation for the countries. Data validation is a list, and is coming from this guy here. So you see is equal to countries. Now, though the three countries that we had in that list over here, USA, Canada, Pakistan, that is the three countries that show up in this list here. Okay, it's always a good idea to have this list sorted alphabetically. I always encourage people to do that. I'm sorry, hold on, hang on a second. There you go. Now you see, the reason why I always say it's a good idea to have this sorted is because when you're trying to find a name in the drop-down list, it's easier if it's in the alphabetical order, and the order in which they show up here would be the same order in which you have those listed here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and label, while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and sort these also. Sort by, okay, and then I'm going to sort the Canadian cities, and then I'm going to go ahead and sort the Pakistani cities, and then the world cities, and I'll show you exactly why I did that. Okay, now what we want is, like this gentleman had asked for, let's assume this countries is the category and the cities are the subcategory. Now the subcategory would depend on what's the drop-down list for the subcategory would depend on what category is selected over here. So same idea, the city name should be dependent on what country is selected. So if USA is selected, these are some of the names that should show up. If Pakistan is selected, these are some of the names should show up. If Pakistan is selected, New York should not be an option here. Okay, that just makes it makes data entry more less to errors. Okay, so now let's see how we are going to make this drop down dependent on this drop down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we go back to this list here, and this is the column that has the cities for USA. So just as we named this section here as countries, we're going to go to formula, define name, and we're going to call this USA, and this is going to be called, now if you notice it defaults from Montreal because the default is the first character. So delete that and put Canada, and this would be defined as Pakistan, and this would be defined as world. Alrighty, now let's go here, and we're going to repeat the process of data validation list. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to be using an indirect function. What the indirect does is, Now, what this would do is, it would put whatever is A2 in A2. So if it's like USA or Canada or Pakistan or world, whatever is in here, it would be as if you had typed that name in here. So let me explain. If you had selected, say for example, Canada here, and data validation list is equal to Canada, that type of thing. Okay, so basically what it will be doing is the cities should be coming from the list of the country that is defined here. Okay, So let's get started. Let's do that. Cities, data validation, list is equal to indirect A2. Okay. Now it says source currently evaluates to an error. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. The reason why you're getting this is blank, and you have not basically provided for this to be a blank. But never mind, it's going to say yes, and we'll carry forward. Okay. Now, if you click on the country, Canada. Now, if you go here, Canada should only when Canada is selected, only these cities should be allowed in the drop-down. Montreal, Regina, Saskatoon, Toronto, Vancouver. So let's select Vancouver. Now here we are going to be selecting Pakistan. Now if you go here, the cities that are allowed when you select Pakistan are Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, Peshawar, Quetta. Okay, so now those are the only cities that show up. Okay, but supposing this is blank, what happens then? This doesn't work. And that was, again, remember the error that came up just when you had defined the drop-down list? Now we're going to fix that. How are we going to fix that? We're going to modify our drop-down list here just ever so slightly. What we're going to do is put an if formula. If A2 is blank, then get the list from world. Otherwise, get the list of cities from indirect, and put another bracket to close the if statement. Click on OK. Now, if this is left as blank, what we should be able to do is select these world cities: London, Rome, Sydney, Tokyo. Okay, so I'm going to intentionally leave this country blank. Now come here and see. Those are the cities that show up because this was blank. Now if you were to change that to Canada, again the selection changes. Okay, so that's essentially how you make a dependent drop-down list. The name of the cities, the list of cities that show up are dependent on the country selected. Similarly, the question was, whatever category is selected, the subcategory should depend on the category that was selected. So that's essentially how you would implement this, right? If that's all for this video. If you did like this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please kindly subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon, so you'll always receive notifications when the new video has been uploaded. And please give your feedback in the comment section below. Thank you.